Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the one, the only James Butzier. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you, Casey?
Doing well. What's life been like since you got the diploma and all that fun stuff?
Um, I've kind of just been hanging out, working, hanging out with friends. So, just the normal summer life, just getting money, hanging out with people.
Yeah. What you're coming off a senior year that I think that you probably had one of the best years just overall in terms of in the classroom and on the field, on the track, or on the mat.
Hmm
It was one crazy year.
It definitely was. I wasn't expecting it going into the senior year, but I'm glad it all played out the way it did.
Okay. Well, let's start at the beginning and then we'll go toward the end.
Okay.
Um I think there's one thing from football season that stands out above the rest, and I think it's and probably one of the I think you just said if you could relive one day from senior year, that would be the one the
Yeah,
night
it would be.
the night you beat Howell. Um, what was how often do you think about that day, and what was reliving that day like? What was it like that night?
Um, I honestly relived that day like a good amount. Like I kind of think about that day a good amount, and I don't know. That whole day was just like you said, if I could relive any day, I would relive that day. It was just a very fun night.
And the thing is, it's like you can say your entire you can now say you've never lost to Howell in football.
Hmm
What is that like to have on your that you can maybe tell your kids one day?
Um, it's pretty awesome because the your rival never losing to them in football is kind of a big deal. Doesn't happen for a lot of teams. So to have it happen to Howell, the team that we don't like, it's pretty great feeling.
Yeah, I know it wasn't the easiest season this year, but you have to find a way to, your best game has to be against your biggest rival. Um, what going into that game, what did you feel like?
I was ready, locked in. The whole day I just felt focused and ready for the game, ready for game time.
Yeah. So that wasn't the only big moment that you had senior year. Then you go to wrestling and you accomplished something that not many wrestlers get to do and win 100 matches.
Mhm.
Um, what was that like to get to that number? Because it's like that's like the career number that a lot. It's like scoring 1,000 points in basketball.
Um, the season, like going into the season, that's what I was striving for. I wasn't really looking to be like a state champion. Would have been cool, but the biggest thing I wanted to accomplish that season was getting 100 wins, and just getting to it felt amazing because I put in work every day in practice.
To have the season that you guys did, I know that you had a good year, Bodie had a good year, Vinny had a good year. Of course, Dallas won and winning a state championship.
Mhm.
Um, to have the accomplishments that you did, to win 100 matches, what do you can you think back to like what was the most memorable one?
Um, Honestly, my 100th win, like the one that got me there. I know my whole family was in the stands waiting for me to get it. And then the moment I won the match, they all like came down, like we got pictures, and it just was a good family moment.
Yeah. Um, I mean, and also it's like you talk about family. I mean, the biggest thing is, your dad teaches at the high school. Not
Hmm
many people can say they had a parent as a teacher for a class. What was that like for you? And obviously, I got to relive the experience that I had with mom when I had my mom as a teacher and for a class.
hmm
What was that like for you?
And honestly, it wasn't really that much different. Like we would still like talk like how we normally do, but like when I needed to learn, he would still like teach me and I would still listen. Like I was just a normal regular student.
Yeah. Obviously, and he could, and obviously, from being in there, it's like he could depend on a lot of you guys to get everything that you needed done. And you guys came up with a lot of fun things, and
Oh
I
yeah,
know
for sure. It was a very
he's got a lot of fun projects going on next year.
Yeah, for sure. It was a very fun class and uh recommend it to all the upcoming juniors and seniors.
Yeah. And the wrestling was not done. Then you decided to break a school record or be part of it in track. Well, to I believe that record stood for decades.
Yeah, it was that was on the board for a while. So us having that team, like we knew going into that meet that that was the day we were beating it, and that we were just gonna be do it, I guess. And then all the handoffs were like very clean. Everyone ran like a really good time, and just we beat it by like a second.
Yeah. What was the just to remind everybody, what was the event?
The 4x2.
Okay. To accomplish what you guys did there, and I know that you're just coming off state finals, you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, to cap off a track season, to cap off your senior year, with everything that you've accomplished, looking back, have you had time to reflect on everything that you've done?
Um, Not like fully yet. I haven't really like hasn't really sunk in that I'm done. But once it like hits me that I'm done, I'm gonna like think about it a lot more.
Yeah. Um, I know that, I know there's a point where everyone's, got to move on at some point, but I mean, looking back, you'll always have the accomplishments, you'll always have everything, but what was it like to accomplish everything that you did, not just this past year, but all your 4 years?
Yeah, it was meant a lot to me. All the coaches being there for me, all my family pushing me through the entire way. So like accomplishing all that I did, it just felt like very relieving and like like I did what I wanted to do in high school.
Yeah. You're on to bigger and better things.
Mhm.
Uh, and the next step, is college, and you're on your way to you're on the way to Mac Country and Bowling Green State University. Why
Indeed.
BSU?
Um, Funny story. My mom's best friend went there and we were visiting them in Ohio. They live like by Bowling Green, and then we just like visited the campus and I don't know, I just really liked it and just decided to go there.
Yeah. Are you excited, are you excited to go there? What are you, have you decided on a major or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm very excited to go there, like meet new people, but not yet. I am just undecided right now.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
Um, what's been what was the biggest thing that you're going to take away from your experience just overall at Hartland?
Um, Honestly, just giving it my all. Like that sounds kind of cheesy, but like I kind of mean it. Like I gave it my all every season this year, and I just I'm glad that I didn't like hold back.
Yeah. All right. James, thanks so much for the time as always, and
Yeah,
we'll uh we'll talk to you soon. Best of luck at BGSU.
thanks. I appreciate it.